Solar plexus chakra for leaders. This is the one. This is the one I didn't get. This is the one that for me seemed like one that people skipped over. Oh, yeah, it's your confidence, it's action. Like it's the yellow one. For leaders, this is what everything is bringing us to. This is what all of the personal reflection work, this is what all of the visioning, this is what the feeling safe within you and owning your desires, as we talked about in the last two, come to. This is, I've got my back no matter what. This is, I take the actions. This is, I create. This is, I call the resources in. This is, I will provide for and protect the space, the resources required to bring my desires into being. This is authenticity right here. That is my definition for authenticity. Okay, ready? Providing for and protecting a space for your values, your full expression, and your desires. This is where your desires become true. Hi. This is the actions you take. This is the coding. This is your building. This is often what we think of when I first teach about knowing exactly what your dream practice looks like. And people often think of these tangible things. What does this space look like? What do I wear? What does the countertop look like? This is the matter. This is the physicalness of the thing. This is the phone calls required. This is the note cards handwritten and mailed. Some of you have gotten these from me. I send out my little note cards and invite you to step into your brilliance. This is where your brilliance emanates from. This is you daring to speak the truth. This is you being willing to stand for what you believe in, no matter the cost. Because you know that you have your back. You know that even if they don't like you, even if you get fired from the job, even if what you say is going to alienate a certain group of patients, that you are willing to take the actions, to do the things, to follow your intuition, to find more, to let people know that you're available. People say when you're manifesting that you need to know exactly what it looks like. That's not true. To manifest, you need to know exactly what it feels like, which we talked about last time with sacral chakra, owning your desires. What does it feel like? Okay. This time, this is taking then the inspired action. Okay. So you own your desire. You say, yes, I desire this. Yes, I want it to feel this way and this way. Yes, I want this to be true. And this is my standard that it come to me feeling this way. Okay. I want it to be easy. This is coming to value ease. My central US people coming to value ease. I want it to come to me as a surprise. I want to feel like I worked for it. Y'all are great at that one, but there's other ways. There's other ways. We can open to the possibility of things coming to us with more ease. All right. Then, so we know what it feels like. We have our standard set. It's going to be like this. It's going to come to me this way. Awesome. You feel it. Okay. This is that play between the energies. And I talked some about the play between energies in some of the other programs. I talk a lot about this in Lux. It is in the core collection. So I talk about the play of energies a lot more there. So I'm giving you an overview of how this yin and yang, masculine, feminine, A, B, giver, receiver energy actually works because you hear about it, but I really go into detail there. Okay. So, yep, this is what I want. Not because then I'm good enough, not because then somebody will like me, not because then, but a true, pure, clean desire. Okay. This is you paying attention. When do I feel the most joy? When do I feel the most me? When do oh, yes. What am I doing? And what does it feel like? What's a feeling that I value? Okay. Then, so you have your desire, right? Then you receive an inspired action. Okay. Send the note cards, call that person, post the whatever post right now. Okay. Then you take the action. Then you do the thing. It doesn't have to make sense. It often doesn't. It's often like this is the weirdest time to post a thing because you're supposed to post between whatever time and whatever time. This is, I am willing to do whatever it takes. This is, I have my back. This is the value of what I'm creating. And I will honor that and I will protect that no matter what. A friend of mine and I had a dream for an equine retreat center. It was going to be in the mountains. She was an equine therapist. We were going to partner with the land, with the horses, with the spiritual work, and really help encourage, empower people of all different abilities, people of all different ranges to really step into their truth, really go into the world feeling. I could talk about confidence and authenticity all day long. Okay, really go out into the world doing truly what they love to do. I've now specialized in healthcare providers and working with leaders in the healthcare field, but this was a broader application idea. And we had partnered with someone that had purchased the land. We were going to buy it back from them. There was a whole plan. There was meeting after meeting after meeting. We had done all the things. We had laid out the mission, vision, values. We had talked about it. I had nothing. We knew exactly what it was going to be. We get on the ground, we get on the land, and the person says, I lied. I don't really have the capital. I said I have. We're going to do this my way, which was old school, condescending, top down, not partnering with the land, not partnering with the energies, not any of these things that were really, really important to us in this place. It wasn't about teamwork. It wasn't about empowering. It wasn't about encouraging. It wasn't about awareness. All these things that I teach with leadership. Yes, I walked away. I had invested blood, sweat, tears, sun up to sun down into this place, trying to get it ready to be the retreat center that we knew that it could be. And he said, yeah, no, I've changed my mind. We're not doing that. We're going to do it my way. And it wasn't the way. So to protect the values of the place, I walked away. Sometimes this isn't the glamorous stuff. Sometimes this is saying, no, I didn't fail. This is saying, I will do what it takes to protect. I will walk away. That is where I was living. That is where my job was. That is, I had walked away from my entire life to go fulfill this dream, and I walked away from it. Now, and that's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm saying that is, I got this. This is what I will commit to now. I went to a spiritual retreat center one time. This is a different topic, segue. And it was Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of the Four Agreements, an incredible teacher. I've been fortunate to spend quantities of time with that family and study with that family and just be around them. And he got on the stage. I don't think he even got on the stage. He took the mic and walked around the room. What do you love? What do you love? What, no matter what, is important to you? What would you fight for? What what do you love? What do you love? What do you love? He said it over and over and over for what felt like an eternity. And by the end of it, I was sobbing. I had no clue what I held that deeply at that time. That obviously was before the retreat center, because after the retreat center, I damned well knew. Those of us that are caretakers, there's very little that we hold personally with such high esteem, in such high value. Because often we would compromise and make it work and be willing to adjust for those around us to be happy and comfortable. This way of being, this way of leading requires that you know what some of those are. Here's the other piece. This is critical. In authenticity, the way that I was taught authenticity was you take the 4 or 5 different versions of you and you pick a few things from each of those that you like, and then you just be that. That's not actually what authenticity is. I know I gave you an actual definition earlier. That's my true definition. And some of us are so multifaceted that it's hard to pin down one thing. It's hard to pin down one vibe, one look, one way of speaking. Maybe you're this way with this group of friends and this way with your patients and this way with, you've got your heavy metal side and you've got your mudding in the truck side. You got your throwing hay bales side, you got your hunting side, and then you got your professional at the convention association side. True authenticity says you get to be all of those things, that you choose which version of you want to express in any given moment. You choose which version of you express in any given moment. These values are who you are no matter what. Whichever version of you are giving energy to in any given moment, what's true. That is who you are. That is what's important to you. That is what you get to protect and provide for. Okay. We're going to introduce one more concept. I go a lot deeper into these in the core collection trainings. There's more about that on my website. You can ask me about that. That is these core concepts, like deep dive into relationships, into this energy, personal reflection work, into authenticity. It is my aim. This is cheesy and great. My aim is to bring authenticity into medicine. That is, if I could help people be their more authentic selves and stand up for what they believe in and know that they can be the provider that they want to be I will have achieved my goal. That is what's important to me, is for you to stand up and to care for people the way that you want to care for them and to take care of you and get to be you in the process. So, one more concept to introduce here. It's going to sound crazy. And really, compared to what you've been taught, it is. And when you get this truth, when you get this truth, let me say that one more time. When you get this truth to your core, it will unlock everything else. This all that I speak about is pre-leadership. This is core foundational work to be the leader, to be the provider that you want to be, to develop, lead, and expand your dream practice. You get to do exactly as you desire. That is this job. You get to do exactly what you desire. When people hear that, when they first hear that, everybody says things like, well, yeah, but I can't go around murdering people. Well, yeah, but I can't go around killing people. Well, yeah, but I can't go around slashing tires. Well, yeah, but I can't go around poisoning everybody's breakfast. Well, yeah, but I can't. You actually want to do those deep down in your core? Is that actually what you want? Or is that coming from a place of hurt and constraint and lashing out? Because when you take you out of the cage, you're not like that. Giving, caring, you're loving. Be a leader following me still if you weren't. You getting to do precisely as you desire is exactly what this world needs.